So this morning has been a race to catch the sunlight. Coming up through Colorado Springs and up through Denver this morning, I hit a lot of construction, hit a lot of slow traffic, and it really had me worried that I was going to miss sunrise, which turned out I sort of did. The color today just has not popped. We had a little bit of it earlier this morning off on these hillsides here behind me, but it only lasted maybe 10 minutes, and it wasn't at a position where I could find a good image right away. So that was a bit of a bust. But today we've come up to just on the other side of the Breckenridge area. We're just kind of south of Copper Mountain, and we are set up here. I'm not quite sure what the name of this reservoir is. I'll put up a graphic like right here with what it's called. But we're just kind of scouting around and looking for some images. I've kind of gone back to my good old standby, getting up really early in the morning, finding something near a lakeside with some mountain reflection and light. After a couple of weeks of just really kind of struggling to challenge myself and find some creative images. So today we're going back to the old standard and just kind of hitting the restart button, and hopefully we're gonna find something here that's worth shooting. I've kind of found an image here. I'm gonna get my camera sort of reset, and then I will walk you guys through it. So the image that we have set up right now is we have some of these old, looks like dried out and dead kind of tree roots set up here in the foreground, contrasting with the mountain range here in the background. Unfortunately, that race this morning that we had to try and catch the sunrise, what can you do sometimes, guys? We're not getting a lot of light. Unfortunately, the cloud layer from the angle where the sun is just kind of diffusing everything. So unfortunately, any light that we had up on the mountain earlier this morning is kind of just gone. So unfortunately, it's probably not going to turn out to be a great color image. I'm going to try and shoot this in black and white and maybe give it just a little bit more interest in once I get into post-production. Just one of those things, guys. It's been a rough few weeks trying to catch some really cool imagery out here. That's just how it goes sometimes. So we're just gonna take this image right here, grab this, show you guys what my setting kind of looks like. We are set up f11. We are at ISO 100 and at 1/6 of a second, and I'm bracketing about a stop and a third either way, so I can get some definition out of the clouds up there, and also capture shadow detail out here in the foreground. Again, not a great image. It really needed some light on the mountain to make it really interesting, but we got beat on this one, guys. So we're just gonna grab this shot right here, and then there's a trail that I want to go try and hike up here. Apparently there's some old abandoned mining buildings up there along the trail. So we're going to go check those out. Maybe by that time the sun's going to be out and kind of casting on some of the foreground. We'll catch some cool images. So just take this shot really quickly and we will head up the trail. Oh man, you think I would learn my lesson? I mean, seriously, Ryan, you're hiking up in the mountains. Why are you not wearing gloves? It may be springtime, but it still feels like winter up here, man. It is cold. Did I say it was cold? It was cold. All right, let's get warmed up here a little bit. Lucky for me, got a Yeti just full of hot tea. sick, a little slick. The trail is snow-packed right now, which, you know, a couple weeks ago I was checking the couple of hiking websites that I follow, and I was looking on all trails, and some of the guys were like, trail's been really snow-packed, and just did it in hiking boots, so I figured, what the heck, come out here and do this today. Whew, I do a lot of hiking, guys, but the altitude today is really, starting to mess with me here. I really need to get out and do just a little bit more hiking in altitude, build up my lung capacity. It's just slow going out here right now. Trail is hard packed and icy. And I don't have any of those. I don't have any of those ice tracks, ice claws, whatever those things are called. I really should get a pair of those. That would be really helpful out here hiking these mountain locations when there's still snow on the trail. And that's something that lets me segue into the next thing I want to talk about. You know, the video I posted last week and the video before that too. I feel like a little bit and a little bit today. I am, or have been, struggling with my photography. And there's a number of reasons for that. Number one is that, you know, I only get to go out right now maybe once, twice a week if I'm lucky. I have a day job. I have commitments, you know, outside of, you know, doing this, and that only affords me a little bit of time to get out and shoot and make these videos and make content for you guys. So what that got me thinking about was guys on YouTube and other video platforms, and I apologize guys for the shaky video here. I'm switching hands because one hand gets tired and the other hand has to take over, and I'm still slipping on the ice. But back to my point, you know, some guys on YouTube will only post content when they feel like they have, you know, only good things to show. And I understand that. You only want to present the best to your viewers because, you know, that makes you feel validated maybe, or, you know, feel good about the work that you post. That's totally acceptable. I'm not knocking that. But the point I'm trying to make here is, last week, the video I posted, that wasn't my best work, you know, photography-wise or video-wise. I mean, I got some nice comments on that leaves over the river picture, and, you know, that made me feel pretty good. But just in general, that wasn't my best day out on the trail. And I really did think, you know, I had the idea that I wasn't going to make a video about that day out. I wasn't going to put it together and upload it to YouTube and have people see. But my philosophy kind of is, not every day is going to be perfect. You're not going to get the best shot every time you go out. You're not going to get a portfolio winner. You're not going to get something that everybody's going to go, oh, wow, that's amazing, Ryan. I mean, I kind of hope that you guys think that about my photography. Little self-help right there. But the whole point I'm trying to make here with this continuous rambling is that I want you guys to see the struggles I go through. I want you guys to see all the trials and tribulations and failures, because that is a big part of landscape photography and, you know, videography and travel. You're not always going to get the best shot. You're not always going to get an award winner, a prize. So I feel like it's important for you guys to see the work and the struggle that I have to go through to get these images, because that is just part of what it means to be a landscape photographer for me. All right, we've still got quite a bit of ways to get up to where these abandoned mining buildings are. So let's keep going. It's getting a little bright out here. We've made it up to Get in focus here. Am I in focus? I can't tell. Is it locking on? I can't tell. But we are finally up at the mining building, the old mining buildings that are up here. I don't know much about the history of this stuff, of these buildings up here. I'm gonna have to check that out another time. But the sun has popped over the ridge. We're starting to get some sunlight and some shadow on the mountains over here. So I've got an image framed up where, and oh, I really hope I don't pothole here. I've been potholing trying to get up the last little bit to these buildings right here. But let me walk you guys through this here really quick if my camera will wake up. So what we've got here is we've got this, let's see where, right there, point to it. We've got this bare patch of ground right here. And then we've got this first building right here and a second building right, wow, this is hard to do sometimes, right there. And then we've got the mountains back here. So we've got a pretty wide depth of field here. Now ordinarily I would probably oh geez, I would probably switch my aperture to f/16 just to get all that depth of field, but I feel like we have so much depth of field on this shot that I'm going to do focus stacking. That's where you set your focus at different points along the image and take the individual shots and then later stack them together in Photoshop. And that way I'm going to get just more sharpness in the image, you know, that's why the tracking's not working. It was in manual focus. Just get more sharpness in the image and just better depth of field overall. So a little bit more work in post, but it's going to be worth it. Since we don't really have a lot of color up here, you know, we're up in the mountains and snow. I'm sorry guys, that hike kind of took it out of me. I'm gonna once again go for a black and white image. So settings wise, turn my camera back on here. Settings wise, we are at f8, ISO 100, 1/320th of a second here at, I believe we are around f14, f15. I've got my wide angle lens on my 7D Mark II right here. And so we're just gonna take this image here and see how it turns out. So the snow is definitely melting up here. I was trying to move to get into a different position and I sort of, yeah, I kind of potholed here. So this image is going to be not quite what I was hoping for, because I'm falling in the ice really bad here, falling in the snow I should say. So I've got still on the tripod here, kind of using it like a monopod. I've got the shot, this rock here in the foreground, and then I've got the first kind of mining cabin here, just behind it, and still got the mountains in the background. I'm thinking I'm probably going to drop down my aperture to around f/16 because I can't get the tripod steady enough to do focus stacking because I'm just falling in the snow here. So yeah, f/16 at 1/80th at ISO 100. Internal crop of 16:9. I did that on the last shot as well. And we're just going to take this shot really quickly because my feet are starting to freeze. Alright, it's time to start heading down. I've got a lot of snow in my pants, up my legs, down my boots, and it's time to go get warmed up. I think we've had a pretty good day today. You know, much better than last week. I feel like I'm feeling a lot better now about the photography that I've been able to do today. I think we got some pretty good images. Yeah, the light didn't really work with us today, but I think those black and white images are going to turn out to be something pretty good. Maybe one of those will make my portfolio, maybe none of them, who knows. That's not the important part here today. The important part is just getting out and taking more photos and starting to just feel better about my photography. And I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video today. If you want to see more of these videos, make sure to check out everything that I've got in my playlist, and be sure to check out my social media on my website, www.ryanmuchphotography.com, and also tell your friends about this channel. You know, I'm trying to build up this community here on YouTube, and I would really appreciate it if you guys just pass the word along to your friends. A quick note, I'm not going to be posting a video next Friday. I've got a lot of things going on during that week, so I'm not going to be able to get out and do any photography. However, if you are in the Colorado Springs area, you should stop by Roscoe's Coffee House from 4:30 to 6:30 on June 1st. Roscoe's Coffee House will graciously be letting me hang some of my photography on their walls for the month of June. So we're going to be doing just a mini art show on Friday, June 1st during their open mic night. It'll go from 4:30 to 6:30. So if you're in the area, come down, grab a coffee, admire or critique my photography, whichever you prefer. I'll be there and we can chat about it. So I hope I will see you guys there. And until next time, I will see you guys out on the trail. And hopefully I won't be sliding around and falling on my face. Check out this blooper. Some of my work. Hey! Blooper reel.